I'll be the first one to tell you that life is not going to get any easier in America. Life is not going to get any softer. It is not going to get any easier. It is not going to be on cruise mode at all. Life is just going to get harder and harder in America. You better be making your next move. I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know what you have going on or what job you're working. Listen, none of that even really matters. You need to be making your best move right now, right? Groceries are extremely high right now. Rent is still going up, right? The cost of living is still going up. The real wages are not going anywhere at all. Many of you have been getting paid the same thing for the past 5 to 10 years while this country eats you alive. You better be making your next move right now. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Over the next, and I keep telling y'all, it's gonna make and break many people over the next 5 to 10 years, right? It's gonna make next 5 to 10 years is gonna make or break a lot of people. Right now, you need to be putting together a big game plan of what you're gonna do. If you have a family or what have you, you need to be putting together what your family's gonna do, where you're gonna go, how you're gonna do this, how are you gonna make money, right? How are you gonna combat AI and automation? What happens if you get laid off? What happens if if your company does this? What happens if this administration does this? You need to be moving very strategic right now because everything that's going on, it is not a joke. It is not a joke. And I predicted this. I predicted this over the past 2 years. I kept telling y'all the train is going to continue to move. The train is going to continue to move. I told y'all, right? And quite frankly, it really doesn't matter who gets into office, right? The Democrats could take over the next election, right? What's going to happen is the train is going to continue to go, right? The people who are pulling the strings, these are the strings that they're pulling. They do not care about the everyday Joe Smo. They don't care. Look at what's going on, right? Everybody's suffering. All Americans are suffering, right? The farmers, have you seen what is going on with the farmers? Our American farmers, they are in horrible shape right now, right? Our agricultural industry is effed up right now, right? In shambles right now. The whole thing has been disrupted. Our transportation industry, right? Have you talked to a trucker? Right, I've talked to multiple truckers. Multiple truckers have approached me, asking me, "Hey, how do I get on with your job, man? Trucking it's not good. It's not good right now, right? It's not good. I'm talking about truckers who've been in the industry for the past 15, 20 years, longer than I've been an adult." Approaching me, talking about, "Hey, what can I do to get over there? Do I need any certifications, man? Trucking, yeah, this is dead, man. They killed it over here, right? The transportation trucking industry is dead, right? Industries, literally industries are dying, right in front of our face. Whole industries that you once upon a time you can count on, right? Warehouses. When I was in between jobs, right? Or summertime or what have you, or holiday season, right? I can always just put in my name and number, right? Not even an application. Amazon warehouse, UPS warehouse, warehouse. I can always pick up a second job or third job at the warehouse, right? And work a flexible schedule always, right? And today's time, that's a no-go. That's a no-go, right? Along with the automation of many of these warehouses, right? The jobs are just not there anymore. Right. Once upon a time, you could just go, and when you were in between jobs, you can go and make some extra money or some side money. Just go in there, throw some boxes on a truck, and call it a night. Nowadays, no, you can't even do it. You can't even do it. All industries are being disrupted as we speak. Trucking industry. Once upon a time, right, you could just go and get your CDL, right? Trucking was always there, right? If you couldn't find a job, go get your CDL, go get your CDL, and you get on with anybody, go drive your truck, right? You could always go get you a CDL, right, and go drive somebody's truck and make some decent money. Nowadays, that shit is over with. That shit is over with, right? And then if you want to talk about wages, I've came to the conclusion that you need approximately $150,000, and this varies by city, mind you. This can actually go up, right? Not down. I think in most states, if not all states, at this point in time, you need about 150 to be extremely comfortable. And I'm talking about savings, I'm talking about cushion, I'm talking about not having to worry about groceries, not having to worry about rent payments, car payments, insurance payments, any of that. 150 is the sweetest spot that you can be in, right? In many parts of the United States, most parts, I would say 90% of the United States. Now, we're talking about LA, New York, those places, right? Now, you're probably gonna need probably a quarter mil, right? But in the United States right now, even as a single individual, you need approximately $150,000 to live comfortably, right? And not to worry about anything. I know some of y'all gonna be like, "Well, no, I make 60,000 and I'm fine." I said live comfortably, right? Live comfortably with some cushion. You got that 60,000, cool. Where do you stay? Right? Do you have to stay in the hood? Do you have to stay in the projects, the trailer park to save money? If so, you got to stay on a lesser part of town to save money. If so, Ninja, you need to up the money, right? I'm talking about you don't have to worry about staying on the wrong side of town just to save money. You don't have to worry about any gunshot and roaches, right, Ninja? I'm talking about you can stay on the safest part of town, the nicest part of town, right, and save money and drive a decent, reliable car, right, and not have to worry about any kind of payments and right travel when you feel like that's what I'm talking about. Not have to worry about food. If you do lose your job, you have some cushion money. That's what I'm talking about. If you lose your $60,000 a year job, more than likely, Ninja, the time is ticking. The time is ticking, right? And that's just the fact of the matter. $150,000, right? That's where we are, and it's increasing, and it's increasing every single year. Every single year, the threshold increases, right? Nothing, right? When the prices reach new highs, they almost never come back down to the original price that it was. Almost never, right? So when groceries reach new highs, guess what? It's probably stuck there, right? When rent reach new highs, when they reach a new median average, it's probably stuck there. Ninja, I remember when rent, and mind you, I haven't even been an adult, that long. Ninja, I only been an adult for what, about 10 years, 11 years? Ninja, I remember when rent was around $700, $800 for a nice one bedroom on a nice part of town, right? $700, $800. Some of you probably say, I remember it was lower than that. That's what I'm saying. Right now, that same one bedroom, I can look it up. Now that same one bedroom probably going for like probably $1,600, $1,700, $1,800. A one bedroom. So mind you, if we're talking about a two bed, right? You're talking about over 2,000 plus, right? And then depending on where you stay, some of you are paying for a one bed. Y'all are paying 2,000 for a one bedroom. The prices are off the charts. The prices are off the charts, and people are still sitting around pointing fingers and pointing fingers at the wrong people, blaming the wrong people. Bro, we're all getting effed out here. We're all getting effed out, and it's just going to get worse. This shit ain't gonna get easy. This is not going to get easy at all, right? We're really coming into a time period of the survival of the fittest, right? There are more people unemployed than jobs available right now, and that's only including the people who recently just got laid off, right? Only recently got laid off and who are currently searching for work, right? So the data is skewed, right? They're talking about a 4.3% unemployment rate, 4.5, unemployment rate. That's all bullshit. It's all bull crap. That is not the real numbers, right? Because they only account for people who just got recently laid off, recently unemployed, and who are still searching for work. They're not counting the people who have stopped looking for work. They have not counted people who just said, F it. I'm not doing it anymore. I can't find a job. I'm just gonna stay at home with my parents and wait this out. Right? They're not counting those people. And they're also not counting the people who are gig workers, who have multiple part-time jobs, who work in a gig economy, so Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash and all of that stuff, right? And then you have the people who have multiple part-time jobs. They're not counting those people. They're not counting the people who have to work 3, 4 flipping jobs just to get by. They're not counting those people. So the unemployment rate is very skewed, right? We're talking about 20 plus, we're talking about 20 plus percent possibly. That's what we're talking about, right? 20 plus percent of America, right? That is actually, without a real full-time job, like 40 hours a week and surviving on that 40 hours a week. We're talking about 20 plus percent of Americans. It is ugly out here, and it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. We're going into hyper competitiveness for these jobs that are out here now, right? You got people competing for McDonald's jobs now. You have people competing for Wally World jobs right now, right? Jobs that people used to look down on. Now people are scrambling, talking about, hey, can I get in there? Can I flip some burgers? Can I flip burgers? Ugly out here. And then soon enough, hey, they're gonna have robotics back there flipping burgers and dropping those fries, right? If you've been into one of these restaurants lately, most of these restaurants now, most of these fast food restaurants now, they have a self checkout kiosk now. So 9 times out of 10, you don't even talk to a person at the front desk anymore. You just make your order, pay for it right there at the kiosk, and then they call your number. That is it. Soon enough, it ain't gonna be nobody back there, no people back there dropping those fries and flipping those burgers either. Right? Bro, it's getting ugly. So what are y'all gonna do? I've been ringing the bell for over a year now. I've been ringing the bell for over a year now. Are y'all listening? Are y'all listening? I keep telling y'all that shit. It's not even shit's about to hit the fan anymore. Right? It's not even shit's about to hit the fan. Shit has already hit the fan. Shit has hit the fan for the past 2, 3 years. Right? Shit has hit the fan. The writing was on the wall for the past 2, 3 years, right? Y'all keep thinking that, oh, we got to go through some pain first for the economy to fix itself. We got to go through the pain first. Y'all mofos gonna be sitting there in pain for the rest of your living, breathing life if you think that somehow all of this shit is gonna get better. Ninja, it's been how many Ninja? This has been going on since before I was born, right? Life has continued to get more expensive since before I was born, right? And continued all through my childhood, upwards to adulthood. Nothing has changed. What's wrong with y'all, right? The only people who are benefiting right now, like always, is the fucking boomers. That is it, right? They have their portfolios. The stock market is doing record numbers. Who the hell cares about the stock market? Like, to be serious, right? If you don't have a quarter mil plus in a stock market, maybe a hundred ball or something like that in a stock market, bro, the stock market is nothing. The stock market means nothing if you don't have 100 plus thousand in there and you're doing numbers. The people who have the majority of the wealth in this country are boomers. Though those are the only ones who are going to say, well, the economy is doing fine. The economy is doing fine. My stock portfolio it reached new heights, the S&P 500 and all of this shit. Yeah, I've seen a 20%. I've seen a 20% a change on my money since Trump got into office. Yeah, yeah. Well, the economy's doing fine. He's doing wonders, bro. Come on now. You got boomers, the only ones who are sucking up the country dry like they've been doing. right? The boomers are still running the country. They're still running amok. As long as the boomers got money in their pocket, they don't care about anybody else. They're going to continue to tell us, yeah, the country is great, right? Go out there, go to school, get you a good job, put money into your 401k, put money into the S&P 500, and then you're going to be a millionaire. Ninja, that shit don't work no more. Easier said than done when the house cost $5 in 1955, motherfucker. Easy to say that. Easy to say when you could buy a dang on brand new car for $2,000, right? On 2-3 months of working. Yeah, easier to say that now, yeah, Ninja. Right? Easy to say that when you can afford a family on one salary, on one income at the plant down the street, Ninja. Yeah, it's easy to say that when you did that. Right? Easy to say when you put $5 in a Coca-Cola, right, back in 1965, and now it's worth dang on $500,000. Yeah, then just easy to say that, right? Boomers wouldn't even survive if they had to come up during this time. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. If people gonna talk about, well, what about this time, bro? Boomers wouldn't survive this, right? They're barely surviving as it is. Right? Because you have a portion of boomers, who don't even have enough for retirement. You have a portion of boomers, right, who are not benefiting from the stock market. They have to come back out of work because inflation is eating up their 401ks. Inflation is eating up their pension funds and their retirement and all of that. That's why they all at Wally World. Ninja, go to Wally World right now. Go to Wally World right now. You're gonna see a whole bunch of elderly mofos in there pushing buggies and at the cash register, Ninja. Right, go to some of these restaurants. You're gonna see some boomers in there. Dang on, hey, how you doing? Right, go to Chick-fil-A, Ninja. You may see a few boomers in there, Ninja. You're gonna see a few boomers in there and wiping the tables. Hey, talking about some my pleasure, Ninja. My pleasure. I'm telling you, right? Nobody is benefiting from this. Nobody. Right? Life is getting hard, man. Life is getting harder, bro. Even I mean, listen, for my groceries, I'm having to cut back, right? For my groceries, I'm like, bro, this is ridiculous. It seems like almost every month. It's almost like every month I'm looking at it like, bro, why, like, how am I paying more for the same shit that I used to get for less? It's almost every month like clockwork. I'm like, bro, my grocery bill is continuously going up. What is going on? Right? And then utilities, I'm looking at my utility bill. I'm like, when did this happen? I'm looking at my bills. I'm like, bro, am I tripping or like are they throwing extra dollars on my shit? Bro, everything. So I'm just let y'all know, man, bro, y'all better be writing down an escape plan, uh, some kind of plan, some kind of big plan for yourself. You need to be paving some kind of way because this is not gonna end up good for anybody, right? Not in this state. Not in this current state of affairs in America. This is not good for anybody. So you need to be writing down a master plan. You need to be trying to figure out how to make a bunch of money. And yes, I mean a bunch of money. There's no if ands or buts anymore. For y'all ninjas who keep talking about, well, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. This is not for everybody, bro. Y'all gonna get left behind and y'all gonna end up fucking homeless and on the street if y'all don't have some kind of game plan. Because you have to. There's no if, ands, or buts. I just told you, bro, you got to make around 150 in most major cities just to be comfortable, right? That's just comfortability, right? And think about what most Americans are making. Most Americans are not even making half that. So we're in a weird bubble right now. We're all in a pickle right now, right? If you're not striving to get $150,000, if you're not striving to get $150,000+, bro, you're gonna be left. I'm sorry, you're gonna be left behind. It's not a if, ands, or buts. You're going to be left behind, right? Unless you're staying in an apartment with 5 other people, right? You're staying in a house with 10 other people, and y'all. Then I guess that's a whole different situation. But most people are not doing that. Most people don't even have friends. Damn near don't even talk to family like that. But I'm not here trying to fearmonger and all that stuff. I'm just giving the facts, bro. You need $150,000, $150,000, right, to be comfortable. And I would even go as far as saying once you start making that money, I wouldn't even bet my dollar on the United States anymore. I'm sorry. I wouldn't even bet my last dollar on the United States. If you make that money, I'll take my talents to South Beach, right? And if you don't understand that analogy, that just means, right, take your talents elsewhere other than the United States. That's where we are right now, right? You can't even retire in the United States. You can't retire in the United States, bro. You got to have like $10 to $15 million to safely retire. Ask your boomer. Ask some of these boomers, ninja, right? And most of them don't even have 10 to 15 million. It's just the elite boomers who are really dominating the markets, who are dominating society right now, who have the bulk of the resources. It is the elite boomers. The rest of the boomers, they don't have, bro, they not retiring on shit. They got what, $250,000 in their 401k. That ain't enough to retire, man. After they break a hip, fall off a ladder or something, it's over with. That medical bill gonna be $100,000. It's gonna take all of that. And I think the average retirement is around what, 400,000, 450,000, or something like that. So the average retiree don't even have $1 million even put aside for retirement. It is over, man. You can't retire in the United States. Damn near can't even make money in the United States. They're getting rid of jobs, right? You used to be able to go into tech to get some of those high paying jobs, but now, right, AI and automation is about to tell. So what's next? What's next? And that's what we have to figure out. And that's an after pill. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.